How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review, and it is, a beer I fucking love. A variant of a beer I love in the form of the Struise Brewing's Tsjeeses Reserva Port Barrel Aged. Yeah. If you watched all of my reviews, I haven't done one in a while because it's getting to winter time, so I'm getting that kind of Belgian mode. De Struise is one of my favorite breweries in the world. They brew a lot of beers that I love, Black Albert, to Jesus, things like that. But this might be my favorite kind of across the board beer. Black Albert's my favorite, but with the To Jesus line, I'm probably butchering that. Somebody out there fucking correct me. They do, the base, they do the Reserva, they do the Bourbon Barrel Aged Reserva. I believe that's the difference between the two. And this is the Port Barrel Aged. Never had that before. I'm a Port Barrel kind of aficionado, or whore, whichever one you want to call it. So saw this on the shelf, had to pick it up, had to give it a whirl. It's a 2013 vintage, so you're looking at 3 years in the bottle, so should be cash money. Hopefully it stood up for the test of time. Let's see what she has on the bottle as far as what it says is Tsjeeses Reserva Belgian Xmas Ale Port Barrel Aged 2013 the Struise Brewery, and that be that. 10% alcohol by volume actually. And that's it. It's like a Belgian pale ale, but in the same way you're still Knox and stuff like that, or it's a very, kind of jacked up kind of pale ale. So yeah, label-wise, I love it. It's ghetto Belgian labeling. I mean, there's a little fucking like hippie Jesus on there with a Santa hat on, and he looks like he's fucking on mushrooms or something. I don't know, but I dig it. Brought out a nice little huge kind of globy gobblety thing kind of going on here. Oh! Well, let's put it this way. This one might be infected. We're going to find out. So, that's a bit of a bummer. It could be vibrant, though, too. I mean, 2013, who knows? But, yeah, for it to pop off like that is not a good sign. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with this. We'll review it. Maybe it makes the internet. Maybe it doesn't. But, yeah, anyway, what we have going on right now is Two Fingers, rocky head that is receding relatively quickly. Super violent carbonation going on. And a very nice kind of like apple cider vinegary kind of like coloration to it. It's got a nice haziness to it. It's got a very nice kind of mahogany washed down with orange, washed down with yellow haziness to it. The carbonation seems to actually be dying down now. It's still there, but it's slowed down quite a bit. You probably can't make it out on camera, but it's there, but it's very thin bubbles kind of just streaming up to the top, and it's kind of taking its way down. So it's kind of settling down a bit. Let's see what kind of nose we'll find on her. I'm getting apple pie. I'm getting apple pie, green apple skins. I'm getting the port vibes all over the place, too. I mean, a port wine is, kind of like a typical darker wine. It skews a little bit sweeter than your typical wine. I'm getting a bit of a savory note there, a bit of a musty note, but I'm not getting overt sourness. I'm hoping, in the hopes of hopes, that this is just a bit more violent of a beer because it was in a wine barrel, a port barrel, and they kind of bottled it a bit different. I'm not getting like super sour notes off this though. There's a bit of mustiness. There's a ton of caramel now. It's all over the place. It's distinctively Belgian. Distinctively savory almost. There's like an underlying umami throughout the whole thing. But yeah, it smells sweet yet savory. Caramels, raisins, dates, all your dark fruits. You're getting that port wine throughout it, but it's sweet, but it still has that kind of tawny kind of thing going on. And yeah, it smells good. I think it smells absolutely fantastic. So even though the bottle exploded on me, I think it might be a good beer. So I'm just going to dive right in and see what she's got. Hopefully she's not too shabby. Cheers. That's delicious, is what that is. Yeah, I think there's just a bit of I'm not going to say this is what they intended the beer to be. Okay? I don't know if it's the wine that overtook the beer or the yeast. Something creepy crawly got in there and some critter kind of made it go fucking explosive like that. But it's not bad. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's opposite of that. It's absolutely pretty fucking delicious beer. Carbonation is overtly bonkers. That's the worst part of the beer. I love me a creamy, a nice, fluffy mouthfeel, but this is like champagne to the max. It's just like when you get it in your mouth, it just wants to explode all over the place. But what is there is the soft, rounded caramels. There's a bit of a kind of biting, kind of yeast presence there. It's 3 years in. I don't think it's going to go any more sideways. I think there's a bit more of an aggressive yeast than they actually thought they should have in there. But it doesn't take away from the beer. It's just something that you kind of wish it wasn't there. The port wine is there. It's not as vibrant as I thought it was going to be based off the nose. And the oak is definitely there. Like, you're getting a decent helping of oak tannin. It's not overtly drying. It's not like a palate smacking drying, but it's definitely there. The port wine's there. You're going to get a bit of kind of a tartness combined with the sweetness, which is, that's port wine in a book for me. Yeah, the Belgian beer is there. Like I said, those dark fruits, those candy malts, a little bit of candied sugar is there. The port wine is there. The oak is there. It's delicious, but I think their idea of the beer would have been better if it wasn't as explosive. I think it's kind of a bit too violent in the bottle, and it's kind of keeping the bottle from becoming rounded. And all those flavors are still a little bit more herky-jerky than it should be with a 3-year-old fucking beer. So, yeah, it is by far and away the best violent opening beer I've ever had. Usually when a beer opens like that, you're like, okay, here we go. We're fucked. And this beer is going to suck, but this beer does not suck. So let's just cut to the chase, because I don't think it's unfair to judge it like this, because they bottled it. Who knows where it went, but they bottled it. But let's cut to the chase and say it's one of the better Belgian strong ales. Barrel-aged Belgian strong ales I've had as of late. On the outside looking in. And I haven't had that many, but I wanted to put the outside looking in. I just don't want to throw it in there because there is a bit of defect to it. But even though there is defect, it is good. So sometimes happy accidents happen. Value and availability, $11 a bottle. That fucking sucks. This should be more around a $7 to $8 bottle in the States. Overseas, it's going to be absolutely cheaper. And availability, you can find it here and there. It's, believe it or not, the whole Struise line can be found in and around. I definitely know in and around Pennsylvania. I can find them here and there. And just say, if you like what, will you like this? If you like the Struise, because it's absolutely the Struise beer. From the soul to the taste, the whole nine, even with that explosiveness and how it kind of came out of the bottle, the fact that it's not exactly the way the brewers probably intended. It's a little bit, that's kind of almost a Belgian thing in its own right. But at the same time, if you like Belgian strong Goldens, Belgian strong pales, it's not a pale ale. It's a darker ale. If you like caramels, if you like vibrant carbonation, and if you just like port wine, and you want to know what that's like in beer in a very balanced way, and that's the cool thing. The port wine in here and the beer is almost exactly even to the point where it's like, you expect in a lighter beer like this, even though the ABV is pretty much higher, quite a bit higher than you'd expect from a basic Belgian pale, that it would overpower it, but it doesn't. It's pretty even, and that's pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, there you go. Fun little review in the books. A little exciting review going down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below and like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers in all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice Belgian beer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.